Met video of zonder video, Mick?
Zonder. Oh, sorry. I just, I guess I was on mute in this case. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Good morning, Guy. How are you?
Hello, Mick. You turn on your camera, video.
Yeah, I'm not awake yet. I'm not awake yet.
No worries. It's an audio event, but we can do it with video or without.
Yeah, it's the same piece of software. It's the same piece of software that we use for LinkedIn Live's video, except we just do it with voice rather than voice and video.
Yeah. And perhaps
So
in the
I look forward to seeing you next week in real life, by the way.
Yeah, Birmingham, Uplift Live. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Looking forward
Yes.
to it.
Me too. And there's a bigger delegation of the Netherlands. I guess Belgians don't invest in their future or coming to people from other places because I'm still the only one. So hopefully next year there will be a bigger crowd from Belgium there. But for the moment, I will represent Belgium.
But did you hear any about, well, from any people having interest to go there this year or next year?
Yes, but the challenge really is that people start planning their agendas and they don't put in this event, and before you know it, their agenda is full and they can't come anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, I talked to a few people, and the reaction I got was, "I'd like to go, I really do, but my agenda is fully booked." So, I mean, okay, you know.
It is what it is, as we say
It
here.
is what it is. I think John needs to announce it 2 years ahead of time so that people reserve it 2 years ahead of time. But I don't know. I mean, there was ample time for people to block these, 3 days or 2 days, whatever, however long you want to stay for the event. But it is what it is, as you say. So,
Absolutely.
what exciting times or things have you seen or noticed on LinkedIn this week?
Well,
Or
it was funny that Wendy van der Gilst, a Dutch
Mhm.
lady who
Yep.
worked for LinkedIn in Dublin, and now
Yep.
she is a solopreneur as we are,
Yep.
putting a lot of time in LinkedIn campaigns and LinkedIn ads.
Mhm.
She just bought a hotel, and when you think, well, are we LinkedIn trainer that rich? The hotel has just one room, but
Mhm.
it's a hotel. It's in Amsterdam, and
Yep.
she's well putting up a campaign for a hotel on LinkedIn. We don't see that very often. That hotels are well that active on LinkedIn. So looking forward to see her journey. The other thing I noticed was from Aura Levitt, who
Mhm.
posted yesterday. She's the vice president of product management, head of core growth and premium at LinkedIn, about something new. I haven't read it completely, but well, I'll keep you updated during this event.
Okay. Cool. Good afternoon. Oh, I was gonna say morning, but I know it's afternoon, Roy. Good afternoon. How are you today? I think you are on mute, as they say. The infamous you are on mute. Okay. Hello, Roy.
Sorry, I was on mute. I was on mute. My apologies.
No problem. Thank you for joining us. You are the brave person who actually clicked on the link and joined us in the studio.
I always love being with you guys. You know that.
You just
Good.
shut
I
off
wanted,
your video because you are drinking a nice whiskey, Roy.
yes, Yes, quite right. That was the main. I wanted to lecturing a whiskey while you're drinking coffee.
But there might be something in the coffee, though.
Yes, quite right, quite right. I won't tell if you don't tell. How's that?
All right, that's fair. So, Roy, have you noticed anything funny, interesting, or bizarre
Yes.
on LinkedIn?
So I wanted to share this with you guys because we all invested in LinkedIn and we all and my friend Lene is listening and now I presume because I was had this conversation with her. Is so we all know how hard the hard gig it is to run a company page and how tough it is to get breakthrough and get engagement. But generally the engagement I get on my company page is like 4%, 6%, 5%, in that vicinity.
Yep.
But of recent, I did a carousel post, a business-related carousel post around one of the LinkedIn lives that I did, which was about disruptive business leadership, which is a business topic.
Right.
46% from 5%.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why I thought I would
Which kind of gets to prove, Roy, that you can get engagement on company pages.
Yeah, this is like so shocked because I was going through different and Lynette, and she said to me, have a look at this one. And I went and I saw this 46 point something percent. And I said to her, I can't believe what I'm seeing here. She said, I also can't believe what I'm hearing. So I just thought I would share it because it just goes to show that, that if you create content that people can learn from, then, you got a little bit of a chance.
Yeah, personally, I think the challenge with company pages is obviously, and the posts that are on there, they're too generic, they're too professional, if I can put it that way. They don't speak to people, but I'm sure if you start posting more, what people want to read, that the engagement will be there, and that, obviously you've experienced it. So, that's my opinion. Guy, what's your thoughts on this?
I'm just shutting off my phone. I was just looking at a post I published a couple of days ago for a client who went bankrupt and continued in a group of companies I work for, I support for, and they have an engagement rate on that post with 316 thumbs up, likes. 53 comments, 7 reposts, and the engagement percentage there was 31.98. And they have, 1/3 of the followers you have, Roy, with your page, 1,045. You have about 3,000. So what you see normally with bigger pages, when pages grow, the engagement percentage goes down because they have too many people following who are not the real type of ambassadors. They have invited a lot of people, but they're not committed to engage. So I'm surprised, Roy, with your percentage, and my compliments, because that's a big achievement. And the other side, what's interesting to me is it is a carousel post. And I just mentioned the number of likes. You have 10 likes on this post, so not a lot of likes in absolute numbers. 11 comments, 1 repost. So interesting to see the engagement rate. People, and it is also means this type of content does work, Roy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and the click-through rate was 35.31%.
Again, interesting.
Yeah.
So company pages for reach are not dead, and for engagement are not dead, if I get it right from both of you.
Isn't it always isn't it when you produce value content, you get good response?
whatever the profile you put it on. I guess that's you're right about that though.
I mean,
I'm going to remove myself back to the audience. I just wanted to share that with you. I didn't want to.
wonderful, Roy.
crash the
Wonderful.
party.
Thank you, wonderful, and glad you joined us on stage. So we know that this system actually works when people want to come and join us on stage. So love it, and thank you for that. And enjoy your glass of whiskey. You can have another one on us.
Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend, the two of you.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. So, anything else that you kind of noticed, Guy, in the course of the week, or do I start throwing things at us that we can talk about?
Well, I'm still not sure if the carousel background image is rolled out globally.
No.
Were some hiccups in the past month. So that's one thing. The other thing is that, again, LinkedIn product managers sometimes reach out within the private groups.
Correct.
For example, the page administrator group. They ask a question, and then you respond and engage, and there's not much of a response after that. So I'm not sure how that's working. But to me, looking forward to the upcoming week, Mick, and nothing to add as new features or special.
All right. Well, looking at new features or old features or whatever features, I mean, I had a bit of a fight, if I can put it that way, with hashtags on LinkedIn, because about 2 weeks ago, I got into a big discussion about whether to use hashtags on LinkedIn, yes or no. And people say, well, no, you shouldn't use them. So I started looking a little closer again at hashtags. And I was like, okay, what hashtags do you use? Well, you obviously look for hashtags that have more of a following from the fact that the people are maybe looking for those hashtags or words. And I found out that the follower count, so when you click on a hashtag, you would see all the posts that have the hashtag, but the follower count was gone.
True.
And it's back. And
Sorry?
it's back now again.
Yeah, so they're probably working on that part again. I still use hashtags, Nick. I still use them.
I always use 3 hashtags for the simple reason they are part of the URL to my post, and I can actually find my post back through Google using those 3 hashtags.
Yeah. And still people use them less than before. I still see useless hashtags. Generic or making no sense at all. All of those in between. For example, this one, it's in Dutch, but samen sterk ondernemen. So together, strong entrepreneurs. Only 2 followers. What's the point of adding such a hashtag?
Well,
and people still do it.
Well, that's the whole point when during training programs and people say, what hashtags should I use? One of the things I pointed out is if you have a hashtag like that, it's not a popular term. You have to think in hashtags the same way that you think about SEO is how do you want to be found in Google? Because that's really what you're looking for. What are the keywords people are going to look for when they search posts or they search on Google? What are the words they're going to look for? And that's type of where the frame of mind is when using hashtags.
Yeah, so, I used them years ago when I was still sort of active on Twitter. At the time, always on personal title. But I don't know how other platforms use them nowadays. I'm not active on Facebook or TikTok or Insta or I don't put time in those platforms. I'm not sure if you have any experience, but do you see any difference?
No, I think
When you-
all these platforms. If you look at Facebook, it's basically the same way it is on LinkedIn now. Except on Facebook, it's even less. I think Instagram and TikTok are still more driven more by hashtags because people kind of like rally around them. But some of the platforms continue to focus on them. Others, like LinkedIn and like I said, Facebook, are kind of like de-emphasizing the use of hashtags because it doesn't make sense for them apparently.
And Mick, we've had this discussion several times, but religion, politics on LinkedIn. There's a lot of things going on the world, and it reflects in my feed as well. So, for example, I see now a union demonstration. I think it is in Brussels. A lot of people still respond on those type of posts. What do you do with those? Do you click them away? Do you just ignore them?
I mean, any post that is politically tinted, and if there is an orange man in there, I automatically click X on the post because I don't want to see anything to do with politics and or religion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I don't even read the post if the image already is, about you see that the conflicts that are going on in the world are somewhere going to be talked about, then it's a no-go for me. But I mean, I guess people feel that they need to share some of that information on LinkedIn too.
Yeah, right. Okay, the thing I mentioned earlier this morning, Mick, about Aura Levitt, the vice president of Product Management. She mentioned we're excited to continue our investment and announce a partnership with Calendly, making it easier than ever to connect with prospective clients. So I haven't read the whole post yet, but they're going to work together with Calendly.
Okay.
I have Calendly on my website as well for appointments, but I mean, not sure what it's going to change.
Yeah, but funnily enough, I already have been integrating Calendly with LinkedIn for years, at least.
Yeah.
So I don't. Maybe they're going to do even more integration. But I mean, I have the Calendly, plugin in my messages. I have Calendly plugin into my LinkedIn, profile to book a meeting, like you say. So I mean, it's great to see that is going to be integrated. I guess that's because it is so much part of the equation. So yeah, nice. That is.
I've just sent you the post so
Yep.
you can integrate it into your
I'll take a look at it.
as well.
I'll definitely take a look at it. By the way, what do you think about polls with 5 options or more?
I'm not sure, Mick. I'm not sure, because if you have too many options, you get a very gray result. I'm not a big fan of having too many options to choose from, and it does mean if you have less options, you have to make your question crystal clear, so people really have a choice. And now with 5 options, you can go from yes, no, maybe, sometimes once a year. So what's the result? I don't.
It's not. The more options you get, the less controversial you can get in your options, which means the less people will vote.
True. So the engagement will go down, I suppose.
Yes, it does. It actually does.
More options.
I've talked to a few people who did polls with 5 options, and that was their first remark: is we've got less engagement.
And it doesn't invite people to leave a comment, I guess, because they already put it in the vote. So I'm not sure if I will be using, if I do a poll, the maximum of 5 options for the future polls I'm going to do.
I guess
I don't think so.
My biggest challenge will be: will I be able to come up with 5 options that are excluding the other options from the poll options, because otherwise, seeing that people can
Well,
only
you have
only choose one.
you have done a poll, Mick. You've done a poll about I think a T-shirt you
Yeah,
were going
okay,
to wear,
alright.
and you used the emojis for
Yep.
that. So and you also have well, you have 6 emojis, I
Yep,
think.
you do.
How many?
Yes, you do.
1, 2, 3, 4, 6 emojis. So you used that to let people vote, basically. And now you can do that with 5 options. But in other situations, I can't think of a question with 5 different answers. I rather have 5 different comments.
Yeah, I'm a big. I actually, and I'll do a post about that next Monday. I've analyzed I got back into my AI mode. I analyzed how many polls I voted in last year, because I obviously use a lot of polls, so I engage on a lot of polls from other people, and I've basically looked at how many polls that I engaged had a limited amount of options, and I tend to respond to polls with limited options.
Yeah, because they are often much more not controversial, but you have to.
Make a choice.
Yeah, it's either yes or
Yep.
no, and if you have another idea, leave a comment.
That's why I'm not a fan of yes, no, and it depends. I leave the it depends off, so that if somebody wants to say it depends, they have to go to the comments to say it depends.
Yeah, true. No, I agree, Mick. I agree. So I'm not a fan of the 5 options.
All right. Okay. Glad to hear that I'm not alone. I mean, I don't have it yet, so I haven't been able to try it. But as you say, it's tough to find a good question with 5 individual options and that you only have one choice. And if it were multiple choice, it would be a different story. But it's still, in this case, the thing. And yeah, the change of the last 2 weeks is the mobile feed is gone on the mobile app. Have you noticed?
Say that again,
The
Mick.
mobile video
Say that
feed.
again.
So the video feed on the mobile app, at least in my neck of
Yeah.
the woods, because it's a test, has gone from my mobile app.
For me too. And I wasn't active with video. I'm still not, but it's not in my feed as well. So well, I don't miss it. I think it was a test. Not sure if LinkedIn thinks it didn't work, but it's gone.
Actually, I saw a video of one of the VPs from LinkedIn saying that it is only in certain countries that the video button is gone, and in some other countries it stays. And there is also being a test run with the new format of playing videos, which is full screen video, screen videos on the mobile app. And so I guess they're doing tests with that little button, but I think most countries have been lost the video button on their app.
Yeah, and I'm just seeing a poll, 3 options.
Mhm.
Sarah McKinley, are you missing the LinkedIn video feed? And the choice you could pick was, I missed it already. I hadn't noticed it has gone, or other, please comment.
Yeah.
And John Asperian, he commented. So yeah, it's gone.
Mhm.
Will it be back? I'm not sure. Did it help you to create or to engage more on video?
Well,
Nick?
create, it was a bit of a motivation to create, especially since if you had a video and it was featured in the video feed, your reach kind of like skyrocketed to like incredible numbers, which I had a couple of videos reach really high numbers, totally outrageous numbers, to be honest. But so that did motivate a little bit. On the other hand, I didn't look at it because the feed that I was seeing was so irrelevant to me that I mean, why would I look? I mean, I swiped every video away because it wasn't even on the subjects I'm talking about or working on, and it was all only people from English-speaking countries, mainly the US, a little bit about from New Zealand, Australia, that part of the world, and there was very limited, or to say nobody that I knew that was in that feed. So I stopped looking at it because of that reason. So I'm not unhappy that the feed is gone because I don't miss it.
Let's do a short and quick poll, Mick, with the people attending. Are you satisfied with your feed? Is it of interest? Is it of interest? Yes
The
or
video
no?
feed or
Only two options here. Sorry?
the video feed or the usual feed?
Yeah, sorry, the video feed. The video feed. Yeah.
We'll have to wait a little bit because there's a delay on the live versus the time that people hear the question. So please, people, do vote. We'll put it in the comments and we'll see how you vote. In the meantime, I kind of want to share while we wait for the answer or the answers. You probably saw that I did a poll a week ago about video and voice messages. And that a lot of people kind of like dislike the fact they get voice messages or video messages on LinkedIn.
I don't get it. I love them.
So do I. And I mean, recently I've started asking people in my training sessions what they think, and I demonstrate the feature and the function with them, and I get such negative reactions.
And what are the arguments?
Well,
what
the
are the reasons
arguments
why they
are,
don't?
it's a voice message. So I don't know what the person is saying. So I don't know, I can't see the content. I have to be in a quiet area to be able to listen to it. And oftentimes people take too much time to actually phrase their question, remark, comment, or whatever they want to put in a message, which is why I made the funny video yesterday, which at the end of the video, it says, oops, I forgot what I was going to ask you. So it's invasive. You don't know what it's about.
No, you have to click, you have to listen to know what it's all about. Yeah.
And I can't listen everywhere because and if and when I'm in a meeting, then I can't listen. I can't have my sound on and stuff like that. So.
But Mick, that's the world upside down. If you are in a meeting, you're not supposed to check your email and and messages. You have to concentrate on the meeting. So, but yeah, true. You can't see what's in the message. You do have to listen, and you have to be in a quiet room or a room where there's not too much sound to listen. Yeah, but on the other hand, Mick, you can add so much more in a voice message. You can speak faster than you can write. So it's about 130 words a minute. I've written somewhere. I love voice messages because you can also add some emoji, emotion. You can express yourself so much better in spoken words than in written words. Well, most of us.
I agree with what you say, Guy, but it made me think. It made me do a little step backwards. I'm not going to stop doing voice and video messages, by the way, but it made me made me think about when to use it and who to use it with.
Yeah, I don't use it for everybody. I know certain people who like to receive voice messages or who like to who accept and are okay with it. So I don't send it to all and everyone, but then again, I still love audio. That's why we've done audio for so many years already, Mick. Very powerful tool to really get connected.
True.
Yeah.
by the way, I want to circle back to the question that you just that you asked about the video feed. Roy has said for him that the video feed was relevant. And just to make sure that we have a 50-50, Mario Lane said the video tab is gone. Feedback was rubbish, or the feed was rubbish. I'm on her side, so Roy, sorry you lose. The poll is.
Well, I didn't vote. I didn't vote, Mick. So I'm in between. In the beginning, it was rubbish. It was all the other side of the pond, all American video and big shots. Then it became more relevant. I saw people I really knew, I really was connected with. So that changed a bit. And after that, I didn't see that much of video content I was looking at. So
okay, makes sense. But like I said, for the moment it's gone. It is part of LinkedIn is going to bring it back, I think, because they're rolling out some new things in the video feed, and they're integrating the video feed more into the regular feed, which and Linnea was thinking it was rubbish too. So
yay.
Yeah. So it's still a toss-up between, it was rubbish and it wasn't. So either way, LinkedIn is going to has understood the message. I think they're going to re-implement it at some phase in the future.
Yeah.
We're at 9:30, but I'm going to make an announcement, which is that I have joined a new network that is going to try and put LinkedIn in, or is going to try and make us forget LinkedIn.
So you're going to leave us, Nick. You're going to the other side.
No, for the moment, I'm beta testing a new platform that is being developed in Belgium, which is going to do away with everything we don't like on LinkedIn.
Well, if it's invented by Belgium, then I'm then I'm okay with it.
The platform is called Venue, Venyu. It's in beta test for the moment. There's about 200 users for the moment on the platform.
Wait again, Nick. VEN?
VENYU. This Venue. It's like venue in English, but with a Y instead of the E.
Yeah.
And
interesting.
I've gotten started this week on the platform. Right, it's early days, but their intent is to do away with everything that we don't like about LinkedIn. Let's see if they can come through on their promise.
Wim van Buinder, founder of Venue.
Indeed. So it's interesting to see. It looks a lot like, it's kind of like, if I have to define it today, from what I've seen, it's like a combination of LinkedIn and Google Plus.
Okay. And what's in one line? What's the difference
between LinkedIn and Venue? You mean? Yeah. The difference is no ads, of course, but that's obvious. That's with any platform. I think the way they organize the platform, it's going to be more direct. I think no ads, more relevant and to the users, and it's going to go and you create communities and stuff like that. It's a lot of LinkedIn. It's kind of like Google Plus, but I mean, we have to see. It's still early days.
So they start with 100 beta, and their mission, having meaningful meetings between entrepreneurs.
And yes, I will be sharing the link with if anybody wants to sign up to become part of an early user. I'm more than willing to send or share that link. But plus the only thing is, and this is the biggest challenge, it's only available on an iOS device. So it's only in the Apple world for the moment. Okay. All right.
Well, nice to know, Mick. Nice to know. we're going to wrap it up. I
Yes,
think.
we are going to definitely wrap it up. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today and contributing to the session today. Thank you, Roy, Marjolaine, Linaire, Bruno, and some other people that were listening. Hope to see you back in 2 weeks' time for another English version. We'll see next week, Guy, what we'll do because we'll be in England. And yeah, I look forward to the next chats.
Likewise.
All right.
Speak soon, guys.
Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.